Hey guys, this is Dave with Moniology. Hope everyone is having a great day. Today is Monday, October 2nd, 2017, and let's take a look at some of the hottest names in the biotech sector. For those of you who are new to our videos, what we do is we take a look at a watch list of well over 300 names, and we pick out about 10 to 12 names that are looking very, very good and with very positive momentum, and names that are either have already broken out or on the verge of breaking out on a longer term perspective. That's why weekly charts are very important. It removes some of the short term noise in the market. So let's have a look at our list today. So we'll start with VERM Biotechnology's ADVM. This has been basing for about 2 years, and now it's starting to finally move. It's above the 50 EMA at 345. Its MACDs are at multi-year highs, which is very positive, and its RSI is in very overbought territory. Now, that's a very positive development because when you're in a momentum, in a momentous trend, you want to see overbought conditions. That's where some of the best moves do occur. So we're at $3.90 now. We expect the price to tag $5 at some point in the coming weeks ahead. So there's some very nice upside. Now, what happens after $5 remains to be seen. Do we consolidate here for a while, or do we just rip through that and head higher? We'll see, but there's some very positive bullish momentum with ADVM. Next on the list is AGEN Inc., AGEN. This was one that broke out of this downtrend that started in late 2016. We broke out of it, we retested it from the upside successfully, and now we're making a run again. We've got some positive divergence here on RSI, where RSI is here at 61. It's approaching the same level momentum when price was about 20% higher. MACDs are now have circled towards zero and are moving back up higher, and so we think that this has some room to go. We're above the 200 EMA at 464. If you don't already own this, it would be prudent to wait and see what happens at 5. But if this breaks 5, we think that there's pretty substantial upside, perhaps as high as 750. If you do own it, stay long. It looks like it's got a lot of legs and a lot of room to run. Next on the list is THERA Therapeutics, ALDX. This one looks absolutely fantastic. Broke out of this downtrend since October of 16 with a massive move on massive volume. We've since corrected. We've got this bullish flag pattern here, and looks like we found support around that 7. So far we've got this hammer candlestick, which is very important, and we think that this is on the verge of breaking higher. When it does, it's going to make a run back again at this 12 level, possibly even higher. So we want to see the 60 level RSI support hold. If it does, then expect to see this breakout happen possibly as early as this week. AMPE Pharmaceuticals, AMPE. This is one that we've been charting for the last couple of months now, and it's finally starting to break out. It kind of shook some weak hands out. We even got stopped out of a trade here, but now it's prudent to consider getting long if you're not already long. Why? Because MACDs are now in firmly positive territory. We're above the middle Bollinger Band, and we're starting to show some significant RSI divergence. RSI momentum is higher today than it was when price was at 78, 88, 104, etc. So we expect this to make a run towards at least 1, possibly as high as $3 if this really breaks the 1 level. But for the time being, let's a move from 68 cents to $1 would not be too shabby. Amplify Biosciences, APHB. This is one that's been absolutely hammered over the years, and don't know what kind of happened here. Perhaps there were some stock splits, reverse stock splits, but bottom line is we're at 93 cents right now, and we're starting to finally move on RSI. We're still in oversold territory. You don't want to be here. But what is very, very bullish is that MACDs are at multi-year highs, and that's what you do want to see. The money flow index is moving into the positive direction, and we're above the middle Bollinger Band. And so I think that we're starting to see some momentum. You look at the daily and the hourly charts, they're also showing some indication that we might be moving higher soon. So stay tuned. But if this level breaks above 30, expect to see a very, very strong move to the upside, possibly as high as a 100% move up in a week. Would not be a surprise to us. And THERA Pharmaceuticals, ANTH, one that broke out of this downtrend that it has been in since 2017. Now it's basing above that breakout level, still in that oversold territory on RSI, but MACDs are firmly above zero. That's a positive development. Money flow is moving higher. Stochastics are moving in a positive direction. So we think that once this 150 area breaks to the upside, if it does, a move towards 250 is definitely in the cards for ANTHERA. Apricus Biosciences APRI. This is a very, very pretty chart. Since it broke out of its downtrend in August, we've been basically positive weekly trading with one exception here for the last couple of months. And now we retraced a little bit here in terms of RSI. We've tested that 50 level successfully, and now we're moving again. We think that the next move is towards the 50 EMA of 225, followed by a move likely to test the 250 area, possibly as high as $5 in the coming months ahead. We like this name, and there's a lot of upside ahead. IRAT Therapeutics, PETX. This is one that is starting to move. It's got some momentum. It's got some legs. It's right below the 50 on the weekly RSI. Should this break above 50 level, expect a very, very bullish, very powerful move. We're right below the middle Bollinger Band around the 635 level. Again, we think that that's going to break probably as early as tomorrow. And we've got MACDs starting to curl towards zero and possibly break higher. So we think that this is going to make a run eventually towards even the 12 level. Next on the list is ARLZ Pharmaceuticals, ARLZ. This has been a beautiful move. This rounding base pattern here. Once we broke above this middle Bollinger Band, we were off for the races. Nice volume. MACDs are at multi-year highs, and now we're above the 50 EMA at 249, and we think this has substantial upside. Would not be surprised if we make a run towards the 200 EMA around the $5 level, even at some point this year, possibly in the next coming weeks ahead. So one of probably the best looking chart in our watch list for tomorrow. ARDX, ARDX, another one that's got some legs here. It's been basing for several months. Meanwhile, MACDs have moved into firmly positive territory. RSI has continued this stair-step pattern higher, and now we're making a run towards that 50 RSI level. We're above the middle Bollinger Band. Our first price target here is 750, followed by a move to the 50 EMA of 844, and perhaps move towards 10 or possibly gap fill here at 1250. A lot of upside ahead, and we like this name a lot. Next on the list is Argos Therapeutics, ARGS. This is one that's been beat down, and this is not for the faint of heart, but what we do see here is possible developments where the MACDs are moving ever so closely to zero on the weekly chart. The daily chart, the MACDs, I believe, have already broken zero and are showing some momentum and RSI momentum there. So would not be surprised to see a move higher in the coming days on this particular name. For those of you who are very, very contrarian, potentially a buy here with a stop loss right below 15 is the way to go. For those who are momentum, I wouldn't touch this until it breaks above that 25, possibly that weekly Bollinger level of 28.5. But when it breaks, there can be some substantial momentum. We'll see. And finally on the list for today is ARRY Biopharma, ARRY. This has been a great name since we called the bottom here around that 7 to 8 level, and it's been just moving up ever since. We're above the 200, above the 50 EMA, and now we've double topped, but we're doing so with very nice momentum. We're in the overbought territory, but we think that this is going to break to the upside, and we'll have substantial upside ahead. And we don't know the fundamentals of this company, so I would just ride this train, and it's a very good risk reward. You buy here with a stop loss right below $12 and kind of see where it goes. So our ARRY is a very nice opportunity. Guys, I just wanted to mention we launched a Patreon campaign, which we'll provide a subscribe to link down below. What Patreon is a Kickstarter for artists like myself, that if you want to see great videos, you want to see better content, you want to see content that's more often with better quality, then please support what we're trying to do here at Moniology, and we will do our best to make this an awesome service for you. So thank you for your support. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our videos on YouTube at Moniology and follow us on StockTwits and on Twitter at Moniology. Thanks guys, and have a wonderful week.